Hello and welcome back to Zero Cool Gaming in today's playthrough of Reckoning with commentary. And I just realized that I went through that entire last segment and never actually played the game. That's how upset I was. Oh well. So, today I wanted to do a review of Biohunter. It's an older anime, and like with a lot of older anime, there wasn't a whole lot of, shall we say, adult shows, what I would consider rated R. I think in Japan they call it 16 plus, and over there that's kind of the equivalent of what our rated R would be. Their 16 plus would be the equivalent of our rated R. I think that's how that works. Or at least it used to be like that. I don't know if they changed their laws or something. I don't speak Japanese, and I certainly can't read kanji, so I don't really know much about their politics or their laws or things to that effect. But it seems like a lot of their 16 plus material, if it wasn't just, like fan service, just, straight up fan service in that respect, it was like a rated R movie. That's kind of how I interpreted what I was viewing and what I was seeing. And Biohunter is one of those shows that was 16 plus. Truly, it's an adult show. It's rated R as far as I'm concerned. That's what I would label it as. The show itself is pretty basic. It's about a couple of detectives that go around solving crimes involving people who turn into monsters, basically. And one of the detectives is one of these people. And the show kind of follows along with that, and, the resulting outcome of his condition, which is where the show ends. So, interesting. It asks a lot of other questions in the side bits of the show in that respect about morality and, what's right, what's wrong, what people should do, what they shouldn't do. And I like shows like that. And Biohunter is one of those type of shows where it tries to cover some pretty serious topics in a mature way. It tries to present both sides of the argument in a reasonable manner, one that's logical. Reasonable is the word that I would use. Because as with things that are, based in emotion, and, moral understandings, excuse me, logic doesn't always apply. It would be nice if it did, it'd make the world a whole lot easier, I'm sure, but logic doesn't always apply when it comes to understandings like that. The show itself it's an action adventure, is what I would label it as. Pretty well done. It's got some pretty good acting in it. Like I said, well written. It's not like a trash anime. And to give an example of what I would consider like a trash anime of that time, of a similar vein as that show, would be something like Bastard. While, though not a bad show either, and it's not, it certainly is not a good show. Fun to watch, yes. Enjoyable, yes. But a good show, no. It's a B grade movie at best. You know, I'm not hating on it. I mean, I actually like the show. I own it. But it's not a good show. It is, I believe, meant to be exactly as it presents itself, a comedy. A low budget comedy. Biohunter? No, it's more of a mid-grade movie. I wouldn't say it's low budget. It's not a AAA production by any stretch of the imagination. Still a B-grade movie, you know. It is what it is. It's good entertainment. That I like about it. It is good entertainment. And like I said, it does make you question, you know, some of your morality for those who are moral and actually try to adhere to the morals they believe in. It makes you ask some pretty difficult questions. It's not designed to make you change your morality in that respect, absolutely not. But you should question it. You should always try to see it from every angle, from every view. See if it holds up. I mean, there's no guarantee that it will. Interesting. And I like shows that do that, that in a sense force you to challenge your own understandings of the world around you. And in truth, I found that science fiction shows and fantasy shows, stuff like that, are more apt to have that kind of writing within them than what would be considered your mainstream AAA productions, which are made to be bland, non-confrontational. And I guess that's why I've never really been a fan of mainstream shows. Not that some of them weren't really good. I mean, there have been some really good ones. I mean, I liked Avatar, even though it's basically cowboys versus Indians. I'm well aware of that. It was still done well. It's a good show. It's entertaining, and it was meant to be entertaining. And there's nothing wrong with that, even if that's all it is. It doesn't have to, you know, be the best of the best in that respect at anything. It doesn't have to, you know, espouse a political ideology or some sort of political agenda. None of that is necessary. For a show to be considered good to me. In fact, I prefer shows that aren't doing that. But make me question my own morality? Sure, make me question my own existence. While though those shows are rare, there are a few of them. And what I mean by that is on a spiritual level. Metaphysical? I don't know how to explain that type of stuff. It's beyond my education in that respect. But I enjoy shows that go there. That, you know, ask those questions. Excuse me. So yeah, when I look at games like movies like Biohazard, and why I enjoy them. I enjoy them because there was aspects within it that made me question beliefs, understandings, that sort of stuff. And I consider that a good thing, like I said. It's not a negative when shows do this. I've never looked at it that way. I've never considered it a negative when a show would do that. Just, period. I never considered that. And I've watched some pretty out there shows, truly. Over the years, there's been stuff that I've watched that was not mainstream, to say the least. And the things that they, bring up the question, even though I know it's complete BS, and it's done for effect in that respect. Or it's done to get a rise out of people. It doesn't mean that I would hate the show just for that reason, because I don't. Especially if they present it in a way that's halfway interesting.
You outsmarted us once, stranger, but don't expect it to happen again. My brother and I didn't get to where we are today by being... Let's hope this is goodbye.
Interesting. Oh, I remember where I'm at now. Okay. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I just like a show for that reason either. I guess it has to do with how it's presented, truly, on whether or not I would enjoy it. Because there aren't any rhyme or reason to why I like some shows that do this and why I dislike others. I mean, there is some rhyme or reason to it. It's how it's presented, A, and whether or not they present a reasonable counter argument to what they're presenting. I guess that's the part that's really the part that will make me like or dislike it. If they're only presenting one side of the argument, and what I mean by that is the other side of the argument is completely nonsensical or absolutely insane, and it's not what anybody actually thinks, then I guess that's when I find it unacceptable, unreasonable. Okay, so I wanna look at a map real quick. So yeah, I guess that would be the line for me. Wow. Huh. Okay. I don't remember ever seeing those flags before like that. That's interesting to me. Yeah, I know it doesn't really matter, but I find it interesting. There's always something new that you didn't notice before. something new that I didn't notice before. So where would I place Biohunter as far as, you know, on a list of movies? Where would I probably rate that? I would probably rate it as like a 4 or 5. Somewhere around there. Good entertainment. It asks some good questions. And it kind of ends on a sad note. But it was obvious that that's where it was going from the beginning. I mean, if you were watching the show and seeing where it was going and what was happening, you knew that's how it was going to end up. So, yeah, that's my review of Biohunter. Good action show. Got some good writing, good acting. Mid-grade budget. It is an anime. I would consider it rated R, like I said. And, yeah, if you're just looking for something that's entertaining to watch, it's pretty good. Doesn't go too deep into anything. Like I said, it does ask a few good questions. And it's questions literally about morality. So, I always find those interesting. You know, how are they going to approach that? How are they going to handle that? Because most writers don't handle those type of subjects well. Truly. They usually have their own opinions and bias, and that gets in the way of everything else. Of making it entertaining and fun. I guess that's the part that upsets me the most about this woke agenda insanity that we have going on. Is that they could actually put that into shows and stories that they want to tell in such a way that it would be fun, enjoyable, and people wouldn't hate it. But they're incapable of doing that. Probably because they're not artists, they're activists. And activists cannot create art. They can destroy it, though. They've destroyed a lot of it. I'll give them that. They are experts at destroying it. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.